So you're thinking about relocating to Richmond, but maybe you're not really sure where you might want to live. In today's video, I thought it would be helpful to break down Richmond on a map and explain the different areas, what locals call those areas, and what you'll generally find in those areas from a housing and lifestyle perspective. So let's dive in. So when you look at Richmond on a map, everything as far as what areas are called are really oriented based off of which direction they are from the city. So you have the West End, the North Side, the East End, and the South Side. A Richmonder, for example, though, would never say the North End. It's always called North Side. And then within each of these areas, you have more specific neighborhoods. For example, in North Side, you have Ginter Park, but there's also Bellevue, but it's all North Side. So for the purpose of today's tour, we're really going to be looking at these areas more generally than getting into the weeds on specific details. I'm hoping this video could help you narrow down what neighborhoods you're looking to be in by describing more of the lifestyles of each of these neighborhoods. So while we're talking about North Side, let's start here. North Side is what I would really consider the city burbs, and by that I mean it's pretty suburban, but it's not a new master planned community like you'd find in areas most Americans would consider the true suburbs. You have quiet streets and decently sized lots with large backyards, and depending on what area you are in on North Side, there's some walkability, notably to MacArthur Avenue, which is well known for dive bars like Dots Back In, as well as newer restaurants like Demi's. In Northside, you also have great proximity to Bryan Park, which is well known for its soccer fields, weekend farmers market, and disc golf course. You also have easy highway access and are conveniently located to Richmond's Diamond District, which is currently getting a big revamp, and when complete, you'll have a lot of fun restaurants you could bike to. Homes here on the north side typically range from $350,000 to over $1 million. And architecturally, you'll find really cute little bungalows and larger historic homes, as well as many capes with lots of charm. The North Side's recently regained a lot of popularity. I would say 10 years ago, a lot of these homes had deferred maintenance, but with the rise of popularity of Veritas, a private school located here on the North Side, a lot of these homes have been renovated and the market here is pretty competitive. If you're looking for a realtor to buy or sell a home in Richmond or any of the surrounding areas, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. We're one of the top real estate teams here in town, but also nationally, we rank in the top 1%. We have a ton of 5-star reviews on Google. Just reach out using the contact details below. But back to the video. Just west of the city, you'll find what we call the West End. You have the near West End, the West End, and the far West End. In the near West End, you'll also find more of what I would consider the city burbs, as well as Windsor Farms, which is more of a true suburb. The near West End typically has smaller lot sizes than you would find going out to the true suburbs, but similar in size to North Side. In the near West End, you'll also find a great mix of quiet suburban streets and walkability to things like Mary Mumford Elementary School, which is very popular amongst parents on the weekends. The playground here is giant and great for all ages. Plus, there's easy walkability to the top of Carytown, little pocket restaurants like Stella's, and this area here, which is referred to as Libby Grove. In the Libby Grove area, you'll find several private schools, as well as many local restaurants and great boutiques like Nellie George and Bearcroft and Bull. Homes here range from the upper 300s for a condo to $9 million for a luxury estate. And you can really find anything from small capes and historic brick homes to new construction and large mansions on acre-plus lots. Here you'll also find one of Richmond's only manned gated communities, Loch Green. So if you're looking for a gated community, this could be a great option. The near West End is fantastic for its proximity to the city while also getting you more of that suburban lifestyle, but it definitely comes at a cost. This area is currently demanding the highest price per square foot for real estate and is one of the most competitive markets we have here in Richmond. If you go just a hair west, this area here is referred to as the West End. The West End is known for its more established suburban communities and larger lot sizes. You'll find many homes out here on half an acre or more, so if that lot size is important to you, this might be an area worth looking at. Many of these homes were built in the 80s and 90s, so they're older, but what I love about this area is the mature landscaping and the fact that the developers left a lot of the trees. Compared to most neighborhoods built today where they just mow down everything on site, that's where the West End really wins. The drive along River Road is one I do with every relocation client. It's absolutely stunning in the summer and the fall. And one of the main draws here for me personally are all the evergreen trees. I'm not a huge fan of winter, but here in the West End, we have a lot of pine trees, and the pine trees are evergreen, so I like this area for many reasons, but that's a big one for me. The West End also has great proximity to Collegiate, which is a popular private school, as well as the University of Richmond. If you're looking for a suburban neighborhood, but you don't want new construction and everything that comes along with that, this might be a great option. I will say that the downside of the West End is proximity. So depending on exactly where you are in the West End, highway access is a bit further than most suburban areas in Richmond. And if you're needing to commute to the city, the traffic here next to CCV can get pretty congested in the morning and around 5 p.m. So that's certainly something to consider. I would say that historically the West End as a whole is considered maybe the most prestigious area to live in amongst locals, and still is, but as more and more communities have developed, there are many more options than just the West End if a larger home is what you're looking for. Now, anything between Gaskins and where River Road meets Patterson, I'd consider the far West End, which is where you still have planned communities, but the lots become even larger. In the far West End, you also have 3 gated communities, which are a rarity in Richmond. You also have great proximity to Richmond's horse country and Goochland, as well as several of Richmond's best golf courses and a neighborhood favorite, Portico. This is such a great spot to bring out-of-town guests or just for brunch or on a date night. In the far West End, you're about 25 minutes from downtown and about 10 minutes from a Target for all my Target fans out there. But if you're looking for new construction and proximity to mall shopping, Short Pump is where you might want to consider looking. Short Pump has several master plan communities with neighborhood pools and is very convenient to large company headquarters like Capital One and CarMax. Short Pump is where you'll find arguably our most popular mall here in Richmond, Short Pump Town Center, as well as many popular chain restaurants and some fun destinations like Drive Shack, Dave & Buster's, The Funny Bone, and Cooper's Hawk Winery. Short Pump is also about 25 minutes from the city, and it's the closest area in the Richmond suburbs to Charlottesville. So if you're looking for proximity to the mountains, Short Pump could be a great option. Short Pump puts you about an hour from Charlottesville. Homes here range from the 300s to over 2 million, and you'll find everything from condos to luxury homes and master plan communities. Next up, we have Southside, which is broken up into several different pockets, and we're gonna start here with the closest to the city and work outwards. Here you have Westover Hills and the Forest Hill area, where you'll find mostly older homes with some new construction scattered in. The homes here typically range in prices from the 400s to the 900s, and the real benefit is a more suburban feel with close proximity to the city as well as the river. You're about 5 to 10 minutes out from Carytown and downtown and a stone's throw to river access points. These neighborhoods line the James River and give you easy access to running and biking trails as well. This area has really grown in its food scene. You have several popular restaurants here like Laura Lee's and Little Nickel, as well as Blanchard's Coffee and the Vale Brewery. I would say the big draw for people here is the architecture and the river. These homes are super cute, and if you love running, biking, or kayaking, this neighborhood gives you all of that in your backyard. Next, let's take a look at Midlothian. Midlothian is a part of Southside, and we'll split Midlothian into 2 areas, largely because I think locals think of it that way. The part of Midlothian that's closer to the city is well known for its master plan communities like Salisbury, Halsley, and Tarrington. Here you'll be about 25 minutes from the city, and with Interstate 288, you're only about 15 minutes from Short Pump and Goochland. The thing I love about this area, other than the great neighborhoods, are the rolling hills, proximity to the country, and the river access. There are several places here you can put in a boat, and the water moves so slowly up here that on a warm summer evening, you can just put in an inner tube or a kayak and just swim without being carried downriver, which is really fun. I grew up riding horses out here, and my friend and I would pack a picnic lunch and take our ponies down to the river, so I feel like I really know firsthand how magical it is out there, and I just love Midlothian. In Midlothian, you'll find mostly chain restaurants as well as Chesterfield Town Center for shopping, but you really aren't far from fantastic local restaurants, which makes this an ideal place to live. If you go a little further into Midlothian, you'll find more master plan communities like Brandermill, Roundtray, Magnolia Green, and Woodlake. These neighborhoods are more oriented to Hull Street, while the neighborhoods we just discussed are more oriented to Midlothian Turnpike. Hull Street and Midlothian Turnpike are the major roads where you'll find all of your modern conveniences like grocery stores, Targets, and restaurants. Now, these neighborhoods historically provided better value because of their distance from the city, but with the addition of Interstate 288, these neighborhoods are in some cases the same distance as other closer parts of Midlothian to the city. And with the addition of 288, these areas are also not far from companies like Capital One and CarMax, causing the prices in these areas to go up. However, I'd say if you're still looking for value, largely Midlothian is an area that you can find that. Homes here range from the 300s to over $1 million, and if you're looking for a lake community in Richmond, this is where you want to be. Brandermill and Woodlake are situated on the Swift Creek Reservoir, which is great for sailing, kayaking, or boating. However, I will say you can't swim in the reservoir or have a gas-powered boat because it's used for drinking water, which is a downside. But the sunsets out here cannot be beat. Now, if you're looking for more horse country, I would consider Powhatan, Goochland, or Hanover County. Obviously, you'll also find planned communities in these counties like Summer Lake and Powhatan and Stillcroft and Hanover, which is actually a planned community that allows horses. Yes, horses, but these areas are probably most well known for their more rural areas and their farmland. Heading now to Richmond's East End, here you'll find Churchill, which is Richmond's oldest neighborhood and is well known for its parks and restaurants. I would personally call Churchill the Brooklyn of Richmond. It's a little removed from the city center, making it more affordable than neighborhoods like the Fan or the Museum District, but you're only 5 to 10 minutes from the city and you have all the conveniences of city living with a little less density. Homes here range from $115,000 for a condo kind of on the outskirts of Churchill to $1.5 million for a historic home on Libby Hill Park. And you really can find anything here from apartments and historic mansions to modern new construction homes and condos. Churchill is incredibly convenient to the airport as well as modern amenities like Starbucks and Target, but also offers convenient access to the river and the Capitol Trail. The Capitol Trail is a paved trail that runs all the way to Williamsburg and is absolutely stunning. It's perfect for avid runners and bikers. And if you're looking to keep your boat somewhere, you have multiple marinas nearby at Rockets Landing and Osborne Landing. Now, if we head back into the city, you'll find 3 popular neighborhoods: the Museum District, the Fan, and Scott's Addition. The Fan is this area here and is named for the way it fans out from the city's center. You'll find homes here ranging from the $200,000s for a condo up to $1.6 million for a single-family home, and anything and everything in between. Typically, these are older historic homes, but there are some new construction homes sprinkled in, and they mostly have very modest-sized backyards. Neighboring the Fan, you'll also find Monument Avenue, which is known for its large historic homes, so if you're looking for a larger-sized home in the city with walkability, this is probably where you want to be. These homes mostly start over $1 million. The tree-lined streets make this an idyllic location, with local events running up and down Monument, like the Monument 10K and the Easter celebration. It really makes the street feel like more of a community than just a street. To the west of the Fan, you have the Museum District, which is named for all of the museums within the district. You have the Art Museum, the History Museum, and close proximity to the Children's and Science Museum as well. The homes in this area are very similar to the Fan. You probably wouldn't even notice a distinction if you weren't from Richmond, but this area is separated here by Arthur Ashe Boulevard and runs all the way up to the highway. Whether you're in the Fan, the Museum District, or Monument Avenue, you'll have fantastic walkability to some of Richmond's best restaurants and a fantastic sense of community. People living in these neighborhoods are, I think, more notably than other places in Richmond looking for community. You'll notice neighbors on Friday and Saturday nights enjoying wine on the front porch together, and fun community events like Halloween on Hanover, where the whole street shuts down and everyone goes all out decorating their homes. It's a really fun area. Last but not least is Scott's Addition. Scott's Addition just 10 years ago was mostly warehouses, but since then it's been redeveloped into apartments, breweries, and restaurants. There are very few homes for sale in this neighborhood, namely at Mason Yards, and I would say one of the drawbacks is while there's a lot to do here, there really aren't any trees, so if you're looking for more of that scenic morning walk with your dog, this isn't the place. But it is very fun. Some of my favorites are Brambley Park, which is this restaurant with lots of green space for the kids. They often have live music as well. River City Roll, which is a restaurant with a bowling alley, kind of on the outskirts of Scott's Addition, and Wood and Iron for watching football on Sunday. And I cannot forget ZZQ, which has been mentioned by several publications such as the Washington Post and Virginia Living as the holy grail of barbecue. Now, clearly we didn't cover every single area of Richmond, so if there's any area I missed and you'd like a tour of, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you never want to miss another neighborhood tour, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This really helps us grow the channel and continues to bring you new tours every single week. And if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in Richmond or any of the surrounding areas, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Just reach out using the contact details in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.